大家好，我係黃金時代基金會嘅創辦人同主席容蔡美碧 Rebecca， 好高興今日喺呢度同大家見面。我哋呢個係 Golden Age Channel 黃金時代頻道。我哋基金會咧主力就係推動黃金一代，即係45歲以上嘅朋友咧，成為改變社會嘅新動力。咁所以今日咧好高興咧，我哋特登請到嚟自新加坡嘅叫做 Dignity Kitchen 廚尊，廚咧就係廚房個廚。尊咧就係尊嚴嘅尊，到底係咩企業嚟嘅咧？咁我哋就同佢嘅創辦人許成俊先生傾下偈。阿 Cole， 我知道咧你原本咧係讀 engineering 嘅，咁你係讀邊一方面嘅 engineering？
Okay, I got my first engineering degree, and then my master's degree is also engineering, computing. So that is the base of what I do. My job actually is not this. I've spent many years doing mergers and acquisition. Many years ago, my mom and dad always told me something: 0 to 25, you learn, you get your degree, you get your qualification. 25 to 50, right? You earn your money, you earn your reputation. After 50, it must give back to society. Thinking about doing this way back, about in 1994 when I came back to Singapore. I lived in UK for many years. Then I realized in Singapore, you don't see beggars, you don't see homeless people, and most of all, you don't see disabled people in shopping centers. And I went to find the answer. So one day a month, I started something for myself called Dignity Day, where I go out and do one good thing. So like I started with old people, and I bring them out. So after doing for many years, at 2006, I realized maybe I can do more, and that's how the idea of Dignity Kitchen come in. 07, I look for people. I got a very rough idea what I want to do.
Right.
It comes with when I saw a polio guy and he wants to be a chef. I said, no way will be a chef. But a street food operator, a hawker center, they can do it. And that was one of the things I want to do. Then I realized food is a need.
Yeah.
Right. So I started on 4 basic principles. So the first thing I know, I need to skill these people. So what I did is I sat down for 2 years and I wrote the curriculum for Thai Pai Tong. So it divided into management, operation, and the last part is culinary skill. So So I decided, okay lah, took years. So my first thing I must do is skill them. After skilling them, I must give them gainful employment. You see, once they got money, they can actually get their life together, right? Third thing I must do is integrate. So how do I integrate disabled back to society? So the idea is to create a food court and put all these challenged people in and let them run and sell the food. The 4th principle is inclusion, getting society to accept them. I make a lot of mistakes along the way, and this applied to Hong Kong when I first came in here. Will Hong Kong people accept disabled people cooking? 07, I find the people, because this is people business. I wouldn't have come to Hong Kong if I haven't found the people. People is my first priority.
Right.
Then after that, I find the place, and I find the money. This is not funded by government agency. It's purely 100% sustainable by itself. Social enterprise, first of all, what is social impact? My social impact is very straightforward. I want to create employment for people with disability. That's all. So second question I ask myself, who are the beneficiary? So I got physical, that means people with stroke. I got mental, people with depression, bipolar, schizophrenic. I got social abuse cases, children who abuse and all that. And the last one is intellectual, IQ 70 below.
Yeah.
So after setting up principle, knowing what's a social enterprise, a lot of people, over 90% of what we earn are given back to them. So in the form of every trainee that we take in Hong Kong, they're paid $37.50. The second thing I need to do is every day I go to Lo An Yun, old nursing home, and I bring the old people out. I bring them to Dignity Kitchen. So I get the disabled people cook, Lo An Kasek. Then I get corporate to pay. It's part of corporate social responsibility. Trying to train normal people is very tough. Trying to train disabled people to run food store is even tougher. But the beauty of it is what? When you mix different disability together, they take care of each other. Google. Don't look at their disability, look at their ability. And from looking at their ability, I realized they are able to do things. First 3 years, I lost about 5,000 Hong Kong dollar a day, every single day, until the third year break even. 2018, the urban URA, the
Yeah.
urban renewal. I'm very grateful to this guy actually.
市區重建局嚇，
They came and they said, we'll give you a site. Would you like to replicate Dignity Kitchen there? And that's how it started. It was something that happened that time. I was stuck at Mong Kok, right? Please, I'm not a political person. I'm not do your. I was stuck at Mong Kok, and because I was stuck at Mong Kok, it was quite scary because it was a time where I came out and people, it's like a show from The Walking Dead. People are running around smashing things up.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching this young people, and then why would you do this? So at that time, I told myself, I think I can help you guys. I really can help you guys. Let's do it. So I started calling my team over. Let's carry on doing it. So the first 6 months was the toughest project I ever done in my life. Do you know that when we start recruiting people, there's a group of 20 people just walk in because they heard of Singapore, Dignity Kitchen Singapore. They got mental, they got stroke. Then another day, another 10 more coming in. I said, wow, where you guys come from?
So
Right.
they just come by themselves. You didn't
We didn't
invite
invite
them.
them. We don't know what to do. So I thought, no, we got to stop. We got to be selective. So the first batch of people you see are higher functional one. Things we can handle. In Singapore, Singapore, we done mental hospice patients who are dying. We done a lot. But here cannot. The first round must be right. And we need to build a team. So after doing all the things we built up, then I went to borrow money. And from there, I built enough money to carry on doing it. So by December, we actually opened. Mission of Dignity Kitchen is to return dignity to the disabled and disadvantaged through vocation with passion. And I believe by doing this, if you look at the environment, the culture, they're all very happy.
Yeah,
Seriously,
it is,
they're a
yeah.
very remarkable place.
Yeah.
I'm also quite proud. Actually, I'm very proud of my Singapore, Hong Kong kids. They are very good. And they really love what they do. We train them in 3 areas. Cook, food preparation.
Yeah.
So 斬菜有咩
切雞啊，
切雞啦。
係
Then the second thing you know
滷麵
is
啊
cooking. 撈麵啊啲咩啦。Then the third one is service. If you go and stand any of my store now, they can tell you a script of what they do, how they plan. But that is part of training. By the way, they can be employable anytime. We have a lot of innovation because the idea is innovation for social good. Everybody say they are entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the one who look beyond and come up with innovative idea. Like coffee and tea.
Yeah.
That person sell coffee and tea. Actually, the coffee and tea, the purpose is not so much for them. It's for all the Hong Kong people to learn sign language. So how? The problem is, what do you want to drink? Coffee,
Yeah.
tea. You want milk or no milk? Milk? Right, no milk. Third thing, you want sugar? 1, 2, 3 sugar. No sugar. So coffee with milk, 1 sugar. Because of your current situation in Hong Kong, a lot of professional people are unemployed. So I just talked to one of your airline company with all these people that unpaid leave. Why don't you give me your people? You see, you'll be surprised what the people that work for me. The people that work for me in Singapore are Singapore Airline girls. Why? It's all thinking out of the box. Singapore Airlines SQ Center train a lot of very good people. You know why? If the lady is trained to handle 400 passengers, she can handle anything. And now I need to find CX Center. I promise your government is in 3 years' time, Dignity Kitchen will belong to Hong Kong, run by Hong Kong for Hong Kong people. I hope that I can, in the next 3 years, I produce maybe 200 to 300 people with jobs, people with disability. We are innovators. So one day, when I first started, this was quite funny. I realized wheelchair-bound disabled, they want to come and train. But even by training, I can't place you out there. And most of them hasn't got a job because most of the officers and, you have, right, they are not wheelchair friendly.
Yeah.
So what's the solution? 3 weeks ago, I started the first wheelchair food delivery in Hong Kong. So I got a wheelchair and I told the lady, I pay you for 4 hours, you deliver food from A to B. So within 1 kilometer, right, 20 minutes, they deliver. And I did it. Age will catch up with you. So tell your people that watch this show that if you have a dream, go and do it, that's all. Right? Because success is a satisfying state of the mind. Failure is when you stop trying. So what I would tell your people is that ask yourself, what is your legacy? And finally, the one sure thing in life is you die. That's the reality. It's how you die and what legacy you left behind. That's all.